How you doing, Miss Gallagher?
Hi.
I heard you mention a number of things, and I'd just like to respond to some of them. When you mentioned that the marriage is older than the Constitution, and there were a lot of things that were older than the Constitution. That's why we fought the Revolutionary War, and we changed a heck of a lot of them. When you talked about discrimination and bigotry not being related to this sort of a thing, when you talked about, well, Senator Prague, because she talked about being Jewish, and I spoke a couple of things about being black. And then you have gay people who have been discriminated, and the mutual thing we had in all of this is the pain of discrimination. When you use a K word for Jewish people, when you use the N word for black people, and they also had a F word that they used for male homosexuals. One of the things that we talked about here, they talked about sanctioning something between two people. I don't see that we have the right to sanction anything between two people, whether they be have a relationship, whether it be heterosexual or homosexual or whatever. I think the only sanction that needs to be is between those two people themselves. Otherwise than that, I feel like what we're trying to do here is remedy to something that is has been the fault of a lot of things that have happened in the past. You say, well, I heard other people mention, are we venturing into something new? Will this have ramifications in the future? Almost every law that of any significance in the United States that was made had some ramifications and some changes made in the future. And I just wanted to make those comments about some of the things that I heard that you made. And when we talk about a man and a woman being married and family and so on and so forth, nowadays 56% of all marriages end in divorce now. By the way, I contributed 2 of them myself. But I also, in those 2 marriages, I had 2 sets of children that I raised that as close to me as mine are today. So I don't see the difference in a gay couple raising children as opposed to a heterosexual couple raising children. If you're going to raise children, it's all a matter of beliefs and thoughts that you teach them rather than who you are. Thank you.
Well, it was more of a statement, but if there's anything you'd like to respond, Ms. Gallagher.
I would just like to say, no, I'm sorry, if that's okay. I think that's a pretty clear statement of the differences between us, and I do understand that it's, there are passionately held moral beliefs on both sides. The point I wanted to make is that when you equate marriage as the union of husband and wife to things like anti-Semitism and racism and bigotry, you can't also say, well, this is just a minor change. It's not going to affect anyone but a couple of, our nice gay neighbors. You're talking about putting a big new thought into the law, which includes the thought that this older vision of marriage and its purposes is a form of discrimination like opposition to interracial marriages. So all I want to say, I understand we disagree about that, and I've already done my best to explain why I don't think it's discriminatory, and for you, I failed. But there still remains the reality that you are not doing a small thing, you're doing a big thing that's going to change the marriage culture. It's not going to affect just gay couples, it's going to affect everyone. It's going to be the new vision of marriage for everyone in the state of Connecticut.
Thank you. Representative Dillon? I'm sorry, Senator Gomes.
I never view this as a minor change or something small. I know that it's something major.
Okay, good.
It's as major as anything else. It's as major as changing the 1965 Act of interracial couples being married. It's about almost as large as changing the law, not equating a black man of being 3/5 of a man. But these are major changes, and somewhere in the future, there might be other changes to it. But I think it's a change worth making right now.
Thank you very much.
Then we've achieved a certain amount of disagreement. Thank you.